Mayor and Council.
Good.
All right. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Say, man, I got an email today said you want to feed us.
I'm sorry. Hopefully y'all are up for that. So, food and festivities in Fort Worth. And festivities in Fort Worth.
Yeah. Can't miss it.
Yeah. Should be good. Fort Worth. Fort Worth's a pretty cool town.
This regular meeting of the Navasota City Council is called to order on the 11th day of August in council chambers. Let the record show all council members are present. Welcome. Thank you for being here tonight. We ask that you put your cell phones in the silent mode. And visitors, if you would please sign in. If you wish to speak under visitors' remarks, please fill out the form found in the foyer. State your name and address at the podium, as we must document all meeting business and remarks limited to 3 minutes. Tonight's invocation will be led by Councilmember Grant Holt, then followed by the pledges.
Gracious and loving God, we gather here today, mindful of the responsibilities placed upon us by the citizens of Navasota. We ask for your wisdom and guidance as we deliberate on the important matters before us. Grant us the clarity of mind to understand the needs of our community and the courage to make decisions that will promote the well-being of all. May our discussions be marked by respect, understanding, and a commitment to the common good. We thank you for the opportunity to serve, and we ask for your continued blessings upon our great city, county, state, and United States. We ask all this in your precious name.
Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Three remarks of visitors. Mariana Almanza Cook.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor Miller. Hello, Councilman. My name is Mariana Almanza Cook. I appreciate the mayor extending an invitation to join you all tonight. I just wanted to introduce myself. I am the new Chamber Executive Director. I'm replacing Miss Lucy Ibarra. So I look forward to working with you all and seeing how we can collaborate and help this community. I just wanted to say I am a very proud native of Navasota. And I do have family that is still here, and I just am a big fan of everything that's been done by the community, but also by the council and the chamber and the employees, the staff, because I know that it takes a lot. It takes a village. So with that, I'll just say again, thank you, and I look forward to meeting you all and spending more time with you individually to see what we can do to learn about it and see how I can help as well. So thank you.
Thank you.
Dia Copeland.
Mayor and Council, Dia Copeland, 1000 Grimes Street, Navasota, Texas, and Deborah Richardson, 1202 Lane Street. So I'm representing both of us. I want to talk about item 8C, which is on the consent agenda, about lighting for the cemetery. And my first question is why is it on the consent agenda? Second question is, can there be a discussion about this item? Why we need lighting? I mean, our cemetery is beautiful and it's peaceful and it's wonderful. And, you know, people do walk through there and enjoy the peace of it. Is there some sort of crime going on that we don't know about? Could we see some statistics on that crime and see, you know, is there an increase or is there crime at all going on? Are there alternatives to the lighting that we could propose and do something differently instead of spending $30,000? And could we see more info, like a map of the lighting that's being proposed? So I'd just like to see it be more of a discussion item rather than just on the consent agenda. Could we move it somewhere else? Maybe not do the new, maybe not consent tonight, but maybe put it as a discussion item in the future and talk about the lighting and the process for it and what y'all are interested in, and just seems like we need to know a little bit more about it. Thank you.
Which part did Deborah say?
Deborah said, I'm feeling well, and so she called me a few minutes. You guys will talk.
Okay, we'll move to item number 4, the staff report. Lead off.
Sure. Yeah, Mayor, we have one 5-year service award for our Director of Community Services, Tiffany Byers.
Chief of Achievement, Tiffany Byers, the appreciation of 5 years of dedicated service to the city of Navasota.
So Mayor, if you want to stay there, I'll just have the others join you. So also in item B on staff reports, we have several of our employees or city facilities who received awards in the Navasota Examiner's annual Grimes County Reader's Choice Awards. And so for the best event facility, we had the Navasota Center. The local website was thevisitnavasota.com. Best park was August Horst Park, with a runner-up being the Hillside Park. And we have some employees that will be coming up to join you, Mayor. The best law enforcement officer was Chief Mike Mize. And runner-up was Officer Cody Crutchfield. Best firefighter was Cody Tweedy. And Citizen of the Year, who's already up here, Taylor Hughes. So I think, I think we'll have a picture, Mayor. You would get our vote for best mayor.
Congratulations to y'all, and that comes from the citizens and the readers and the examiners, so we appreciate you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. And next, our project manager, Matt Julian, will give us CIP update.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, Matthew Julian, Project Manager. So if you've driven towards Anderson, you've seen the water tower is halfway up in the air, and it is massive. I was there on site today to try to talk to somebody, and they were all up on top working, so I left them alone.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I wasn't going to climb that yet. So they are still on schedule to complete their work in October. The street maintenance project, BPI crews have moved over towards 8th Street, Dixon over by the cemetery, and we'll start work on there. This week, staff did reach out to their project manager today, and they will start watering the roads twice a day until we put asphalt down to help with dust control. It's not much, but every little bit will help. They are scheduled next week to start asphalt in the areas they've already worked on, and they're scheduled to be finished by August 26th, a little ahead of what they originally told us. So they're moving along pretty good. Last thing I have is an update on the Rosick Street project going on over there. We talked with the engineers, and they're pretty confident that the work alongside the creek will be finished by the end of this month. So that area will start getting cleaned up. The engineer and TxDOT are still working on the bridge. So what they're discussing now is go ahead and building the bridge as it was designed, and then leaving it as is. What that's going to do, the bridge will be about 6 inches above the concrete sidewalk. And they don't want to redo the sidewalk yet because the next project coming along is the vehicular bridge on Brosick Street getting replaced. So when they do that, they want to raise that bridge up, I think about a foot over the creek. And so that's going to affect Brosick Street and Bruley Street. So they're going to have to raise those and redo the sidewalks again. So I reached out to TxDOT today to get some more information about that. And they said that it would be up to the city if we want to have that bridge open until construction begins on the other bridge, or keep it closed with that 6 inch gap. It is a trip hazard. TxDOT did recommend possibly putting in a temporary wooden ramp or maybe a plastic ramp just to help until we can start construction on the bridge, which they're looking at being a year from now before they get started on the actual building part of it. So that's a big mess, and we're trying to work through it and figure out the best option to go for that. So that's all I have. Do you have any questions?
On that bridge, that's through the county, is it?
The vehicular bridge, yes, the county is working on replacing that bridge. Though the pedestrian bridge is part of the TxDOT sidewalk project that we've been working on.
Which one are you saying that's got the crack in it?
The pedestrian bridge is going to have a 6 inch drop to the sidewalk, as it is designed and as they're trying to build it. And then once they do redo the street, they'll redo the sidewalks, and it'll all come together. And TxDOT says it will meet what their standards are, and it will be ADA compliant.
But that's in a year.
Yes.
Did we have an agreement that we signed with somebody to say that this is what the product we were gonna get? I mean, what the end product was gonna be?
I am not sure.
Like, if we made an agreement that this is the project we're gonna do, our assumption would be that it would be done in the order, in a order that would present it to us functional, as opposed to saying that they've designed a non-functional bridge that we now don't get to live with until another time. I mean, I don't know. It just feels like that. Was there some agreement that our expectation was we were getting what we were going to get a bridge that worked?
You know, I'm not sure if there's an agreement in place. We need to review that and see what was promised, see what we contracted for. And I'm not sure about that.
I think the bridge part was, of course, we're not funding that. And that's being funded for the state through the county, or?
I don't think we're funding either one, right?
County's not
We're not
involved
funding
in
the pedestrian or the.
No, I know,
Or
but
the vehicular.
when you're not funding something, you're not really have much
You
control.
don't have
over
much
it.
control, that's right.
Lose your leverage.
But definitely needs to.
Is the ADA compliance the big hang up on the pedestrian bridge?
The hang up was the design of it. The way it was designed, TxDOT said it doesn't meet their standards because the abutment where the bridge sits on the north side of the creek, they're still building that wall for the bridge. And so it will meet that 1'6" requirement. But on the south side, it was already poured, and it is only a 1 foot abutment that TxDOT had the issue with. So that's when we were presented with the option of either cutting into the historical wall or trying to raise it up another 6 inches. And this is what TxDOT and the engineers have been going back and forth trying to figure out the best solution.
How much input did we have on that? Not much.
We were included in discussions. I mean, it's not our project, so, but our stance was it needs to be ADA compliant when they're finished. that was the one thing that we really pushed, was being able to use it. Any other questions? Thank you.
Any reports from council on boards and commissions?
What's the status of our audit?
Will be on the next agenda, August 25th.
All right, just some things here coming up, this Saturday. Yeah, this Saturday is the True Blue Banquet, supporting law enforcement agencies in Grimes County. It's Saturday at 6 p.m. at the Expo Center. Coming up on the 20th of August is American Red Cross Blood Drive, and this year, or at least this drive, is in honor of Mr. Hollis Hood. And so if you're interested in able to donate, this would be a really good time to do that. It's from 11:30 to 4:30 on the 20th of August at the First United Methodist Church. And I know many of you that are on city staff and others in the community that regularly give blood, so make sure and come out for this one and tell your friends. RedCrossBlood.org is where you go to make the appointment, and there are still times available. Last time I looked. No-cost mammograms are coming up at the library on the 21st of August from 9 to 3:30. And there's a number you call, 713-313-4414. That's 713-313-4414 to make that appointment, or I suppose you can call the library for more information. And applications are still being accepted for board and commission positions. You can call the city secretary's office, 936-825-6475, or you can apply online at navasotx.gov. Right. And the survey, I believe, is still open for the comp plan. You can still go and do that survey. It's still available at navasotx.gov. If you weren't able to make the last town hall, or just not able to make that, you can definitely go and please fill out that survey so we can get as many responses on that and as much information as we can gather.
Mayor, I do have one item.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
For announcements, two items. Number one, just a special thanks to the team that put together the Sounds of Navasota concert for last Saturday. Well attended, very good event. Community seemed to have a lot of fun out there, enjoying that. And then just as this will be the first announcement to you all council members, I apologize for not having more notice, but I did speak with legal counsel between the workshop and the council meeting. We will ask for you all to have a special meeting next Monday. We should have had on tonight's agenda an action item to adopt a proposed tax rate to go in conjunction with the proposed budget. That's not adopting the tax rate. It's a lot of people refer to that as the not to exceed tax rate. It means whatever number you adopt, when you ultimately adopt your tax rate, you can't exceed that. And so we're going to propose that we adopt the same tax rate that is proposed, which is the same as last year's. But we'd like to go ahead and get that done next Monday so that we don't delay any of the other statutory notice requirements and those things, and can finish up our budget adoption process in the month of September. So
We want to do it at 6 o'clock.
yeah, we can do it right at 6. Yes. It'll be the only item on the agenda. It should be a really quick meeting.
All right, item number 5, consideration and possible action on resolution 803-25 for the submission of a 2025 grant application for an Office of the Governor body-worn camera grant program.
Mayor, City Council, Mike Mize, Chief of Police. As you know, I apply for grants when I can see them, and part of the process is getting a resolution. So the first one, Resolution 803-25, applied for through the Governor's Office for body-worn camera grant. This grant covered 75%, so 75%, the grant covered 25% was city funding. in our budget, we had proposed for 2 body worn cameras. And with this grant, we're able to purchase a total of 8, 6 of them through the grant. So it comes out to $14,000 total. Our cost was roughly $3,500, and the grant's going to cover a little over $10,000.
All right, Mr. Mayor, I move to approve resolution 803-25.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Fultz, second by Mr. Gessner to approve resolution 803-25. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, item carries. Item 7, consideration and possible action on resolution 805-25 for the submission of a 2025 grant application for the Office of the Governor Rifle Resistant Body Armor Grant Program.
I think we skipped one.
We skipped one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sure did. Let's go back to 6. Consideration and possible action on resolution 804-25 for the submission of a 2025 grant application for an Office of the Governor Criminal Justice Grant Program.
All right, same thing. Apply for this one through the Governor's Office under the Criminal Justice Grant side of it. And on this one, we are looking on our CID division to increase technology back there. So with the purchase of this grant, this is a 100% grant funded project. And we asked for $75,000, and that would purchase a supercomputer, basically for large electronic downloads and computers for the investigators themselves. So during their major cases, they download a large amount of megabytes and so forth, and we need a large computer for that. Another part of this grant was for the wireless cradle systems that would be installed in each marked patrol unit that would link up to the NDTs that each patrol car would have to get better cellular service. That way they can communicate back and forth with dispatch and between each other, which also coincides with our new in-car computer system. So that grant is, like I said, 100% if we receive this grant.
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve resolution number 804-25.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Holt, second by Mr. Fultz to approve resolution 804-25. Further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, item carries. Now, item 7, consideration and possible action on resolution 805-25 for the submission of a 2025 grant application for the Office of the Governor Rifle Resistant Body Armor Grant Program.
This grant is for, like I said, rifle resistant body armor. It is not the daily wear body armor, but the exterior body armor they would wear to stop rifle rounds. With the new positions in the last couple of years, we applied for this grant to purchase the body armor. I believe it's 4 pieces, and our totals would be a little over $9,200. This grant is also 100% grant. That'll pay for all the cost.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve resolution 805-25.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Fultz, second by Mr. Gessner to approve resolution 805-25. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, item carries. Item 8 is the consent agenda. And based on what was spoken before, would anyone want to pull any item?
Yes.
They already asked.
Okay. All right, well, we'll go ahead and we will act on the consent agenda first, which would be for item A, B, and D. I'll entertain a motion to approve those items from the consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the consent agenda items A, B, and D. That is the minutes for July 2025, the municipal court report for July 2025, and the investment report for the third quarter.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Gessner, second by Mr. Fultz to approve the consent agenda consisting of items A, B, and D. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, item carries. Next item we will address will be on the consent agenda, item C, cemetery lighting at the cemetery. Mr. Kimminger, you want to address that?
The cemetery is under the city secretary, Mayor, so I'm going to let her kick it off, and then she may ask staff to come and help her that have been helping on that item. So go ahead,
Yes,
Susan.
sir. Actually, I want to ask Jay to come up. He's over the maintenance of the cemetery, which that's part of. And so he did the research on the lighting and stuff, so I will let him take over.
Just give us some background and just
Yeah.
what we're doing.
Jay Chapel, thank you for having me up here. So the company that we are partnering with on this, we actually contacted them about lighting at the August Horse walking trail. I reached out to them regarding the options we would have for the cemetery. The lighting is still from an architectural standpoint, still gives a historic look to the street light. It is all solar. There is no electrical that's run out there for this. And we were strategically looking at just 5 lights and placing them in certain areas of the cemetery to limit the amount of light that is actually out there, but to provide lighting for the evenings, especially for patrol. We have had issues, repeated issues with flowers being stolen. There have been people that go out there and enjoy their Friday and Saturday nights and leave trash in the back of the cemetery. It's not lit anywhere back there. It's private land behind there. So it's very difficult for anyone to see what is going on the very back of the cemetery. So the idea was to provide some lighting that is kind of a deterrent, so to speak, of people wanting to go out there and do anything that's nefarious. But that's mainly the goal of the lighting, is not to just illuminate the whole cemetery, but to provide lighting in certain areas where we can see should there be people that shouldn't be out there after dark.
And also, Jay, there's been vases that's been pried off of monuments and stolen.
Mm-hmm.
And multiple monuments have had vases stolen off of them too. So just to add that in there.
So really, it's more of a deterrent than it is to provide a place to, light up the cemetery there for everybody to go to at night. The goal would be, in the long term, is to prepare better fencing along the exterior of the cemetery on the front. That way we can close off the cemetery at night to keep vehicles from being able to go back in there. But obviously, anyone that's on foot can walk around a gate pretty easily. So it's something we want to address in the future. The budget did not allow for that. The price was a little high for the fence in order to keep the historical nature of the cemetery. So the lighting is our first step in deterring anyone from going there after hours.
I would venture to guess that the lighting would really just say, hey, don't forget you've got this quiet spot over here. Come over here and, have your little get-togethers or whatever. I don't know that lighting in this situation is very beneficial. I also think that there's not a lot of residents around. So the purpose of light would be to brighten it up so that people could see if they were, if at your house, we could see, your neighbor could see somebody was breaking into the house or trying to take your stuff. I don't know that you have that same concept at the cemetery, because I can only think of one house that actually faces the cemetery. And talking with Susie, I think your budget numbers, if we looked at, what does it take to put in a gate and just do gates? Now, as opposed to doing the whole fence, we could do a project, and then I don't know how that works, but if there was the potential to say, all right, we're going to do a gate project first, and then we realize, a year down the road that we potentially need to do a fence, maybe that would be a way to.
I think one of the things that we discussed as it pertains to gates, we can gate off the front gate and the side gate. However, that eliminates the ability. That only seals off the back portion of the cemetery. The front portion is still exposed to the public. So it's not really going to keep those that have plots that they've purchased there in the front as safe as the ones that are in the back. So it's a little bit of a concern there I don't want to shortchange
The whole
those that are
deal
in the
though,
front.
with the area right there in the very front, it's highly visible.
I was just going to say.
People are driving by constantly. I am of the same philosophy of Josh, is putting a gate at the main entrance, the one over where.
Rest Haven.
Rest Haven entrance. people are gonna be going in to steal flowers and whatnot. They're not gonna walk in to steal flowers and walk in and walk out. They're gonna drive in. I would rather see, if we're gonna do something or we're worried about security, is to see some type of camera put in.
So we did install a wireless camera on the chapel that is looking straight towards the entrance as you come into section A and B. There's a second camera that we will be installing on the side of the chapel that is facing towards the back of B, where we see most of the issues in that back corner. It does have infrared. It is as high resolution as we possibly can get, but it does not get all the way to that corner. It will be able to see any vehicles that will come through, and it will alert us that they come through, and it will be recording constantly. So we'll be able to see if somebody does come in there and someone has questions about things being stolen, we can go back and reference that. But that is where we started.
Or even a camera at the main entrance that is triggered by that, take pictures of license plate. The cemetery technically is closed from dawn to, or from dusk to dawn. And you're not supposed to be in there. So any car that's going in and out, I know you can't always get pictures of plates, but that would be, and I think a big sign, you are being
Under surveillance, yeah.
would be.
We'll add one thing on the fencing. The pricing was a little bit higher than what I guess we expected, but Michelle has applied for the historical designation of the cemetery. She's very close to getting that. And with that, we were trying to keep the historical look of the fence that's currently there. We're going to use that portion that is still there, that kind of connected to the front entrance there, and then to try to match that as close as possible, but to tie it in with her historical designation that she has worked so hard on.
With the perpetual funds or anything, there's.
We can only use the interest off of that money, if I'm correct, on perpetual care money.
That's correct.
So, but we have, the majority of the selling of the grave spaces goes to street and restoration operations, so we can use those funds,
Those funds.
but not the actual
Right,
perpetual care
okay,
fund.
that's what, I mean, I mean, 30,000 is a lot. There's also a lot of road repair that needs. And I know we're working on it
Yes.
and have been.
There's gonna be a couple more streets in the street project.
If we're gonna spend 30, I think it would be more beneficial to do a little bit more road. And I know they've also been working on, but also the water lines and
Yes.
stuff. We're just really.
That's part of the beautification that, and do some landscaping around the front and then the chapel.
I would say that I spoke to another funeral director in town who said, please don't spend money on lighting, please fix the roads. And so I think that we hear that.
I
we hear
think
that.
families would be more appreciative of that than a light.
Yeah.
And even if it's well, I don't want to say that now, but get a camera, put a sign, and just saying you're being watched as you drive in and drive out. I mean, even if it was like a deer camera or something that with motion sensor, I think.
Well, something that's more visible about the fact that it's not to be accessible, from dusk.
Yeah,
It's in the ordinance now that it's closed from dusk to dawn.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah,
there's
but it's
nothing
not-
that's
right.
real visible that says that if you were to either be walking or driving in.
I
And
think
just
the
for
sign
reference-
as you're driving in needs an update anyway. I think if we go through and do an update on the map and the sign that's on the front, we could add a little more verbiage to that will let them know that it is under surveillance, it is patrolled, and keep your eyes open for that. So.
Mhm.
This
Yeah.
past weekend, I did see on Facebook that someone had their loved one buried out there, said they had constantly seen flowers and things missing off the grave, and they went to the stream of themselves putting the camera up in the tree. And come to find out that it was a deer taking their flowers.
Yeah, that probably happens more than.
But just for references, there's a
Oh,
map
that's
that would
here,
show
see.
the location of the lighting if the public wanted to see that. Loopy, can you find the map with the lighting?
Yeah, so we strategically put them as far on the outside. There's only one light that's on the inside of the cemetery. All the lighting is on the outside perimeter for the most part.
I think there's another map that might, is it? It's kind of hard to see, but
No, it's, you go back,
go back.
it's in that one and the one before that. And it's not, it's hard to find.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, and as big as the cemetery is, that, the lighting in those certain little areas be right there, but there'll be so many, okay, we can't go there in the light, we'll just go over here. I mean,
There's spots.
unless it had street lighting all the way through,
Which
which
is
I
what
think
we
would
were
ruin
trying
the
to avoid,
atmosphere of
yeah.
the cemetery.
That's what we were trying to avoid.
Especially for our lanterns and legends that we do.
Mhm.
That's the whole beauty of being in the dark and going through the cemetery.
I think,
They have
well,
a pointer, could they point out where those are on that?
That's by the chapel area.
It's the very back of section B.
That's kind of about Johnny
One
Pierce's
right there,
fence. There's one right there, kind of on the back wall of Johnny Pierce's fence.
one in there.
That's kind of near the
other one's
Jewish
way down
cemetery.
the south end.
Chief, is the cemetery on close patrol? Yeah. Do you have record of the times and days that they're there? Can we see if that's possible? And then maybe if we say that we know we're spending, we're driving through there once every other day or something, that we would, if security is an issue, then potentially we say, okay, well, let's have increased patrols if that's the response, and do that for a little bit and just see if it continues.
No, they do that, and when they do go in there, the calls, we listen call. They install cameras out there too.
Did you get out there to get those out the other day?
Most of ours.
Well, as a kid, I think I remember hanging out in the cemetery at night.
I'll be guilty of it too. I remember.
And when those lights come on and they're driving through, that's scarier than the dead people that are out there.
I've heard stories.
Maybe we ought to get out there and scare some of the people out there. That might be fun.
How about just bringing this back with some other options, for another agenda, and just to take another look at it? Oh, is that the last item?
Budget night.
That was it, sir.
Okay. Woo-hoo.